So we're going to start off lying down. So lying down on your back with your knees bent and your feet on the floor. And then just place the hands down by your side. And just find your neutral pelvis. So maybe taking some pelvic tilts and then finding that middle point in between those two positions. Just making sure that the back of your ribs are on the floor, the back of your head is on the floor. Bringing your hands down by your side and having your palms facing down. And then just make sure that your feet are hip distance apart and parallel. And we're just going to start with some box breathing. So it's going to be in for 4, hold for 4, out for 4, and hold out for 4. So I'll guide you through it. So when you're ready, you're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4, in, 2, 3, 4, hold, 2, 3, 4, out, 2, 3, 4, and hold, 2, 3, 4. Nice. Now you're going to roll over onto your side and just come up to sitting. We're just going to do some buzzy bee breaths. So we're going to inhale through the nose, and then you're going to kind of purse your lips and kind of try and get your lips to vibrate as you make a buzz sound out of them. And that's going to really help to calm the nervous system. So we're going to go in through the nose. Keep going with that breathing. And then just making this your last one. Nice. Now bring your hands around your rib cage, fingers to the front, thumbs to the back, hands are on the side. Sitting up nice and tall so ribs are stacked over the pelvis, maybe using a block underneath you to prevent you slouching through the spine, tucking the pelvis under. And then we're just going to start with our lateral breathing. So you're just going to breathe all the way around the ribs. And I want you to really visualize your breath going into the rib cage. So visualize the outlook of the ribs from the inside, and really visualize sending the breath there. And as you send the breath there, we can get a sense of the ribs parting on that inhale and then naturally coming back to the center or back together on that exhale. So really visualize the breath going into the sides of the ribs and into the back of the ribs. And then just starting to let the exhale come out through the mouth. So we're lengthening the exhale, making it twice as long as the inhale. So breathing into your hands, into the back of the ribs. And then exhaling softly and slowly through your mouth. Imagine you're misting up a window or a pane of glass as you exhale. Really slow that exhale down. Lovely. And now on your exhale, start thinking about kind of lengthening through the body as the breath comes up and out. We get this kind of lifting up towards the kind of crown of the head and beyond. So we're creating more space as we exhale. Lovely. Making this your last breath. And now coming onto your hands and your knees. And facing your hands towards each other. So coming into our Gaia position, hands face towards each other, knees underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. Just shifting your hips back a little bit. And then walking the hands back a little bit. Nice. And then we're just going to do some rocking. So we're going to do some rocking with just some lateral breathing to begin with. So you're going to inhale to rock back and exhale to come forwards and really visualize breathing into the ribs. We're going to do 10 rocks forwards and backwards, and then we're going to bring in our apneas. So inhaling to rock back and exhale slowly through the mouth to come forwards. Just going in your own time with your own breath. And really letting the belly soften as you inhale and rock back. So we're breathing into the ribs, but we're getting overflow breath into the belly, helping it to soften and prevent from sucking in. And then we're coming forwards. And as you rock back as well, you get a sense of the sit bones widening and the pelvic floor lengthening on that inhale. And then the sit bones kind of naturally draw back together slightly as we exhale and come forwards. So really get a sense of what's happening. Lovely. And then when you've done your 10, you're going to come back to the center. So come back to neutral. And then we're going to do our 3 breaths in our apnea. So we'll inhale to rock back, exhale to rock forwards. We'll stay forwards on that exhale and then open the ribs in this neutral position. So when you're ready, inhaling, rocking back. Slowly exhale as you come forward. So make the drawing forward slower than the rock back. Inhale, push back into the hands to push yourself back. And then exhaling slowly through the mouth as you come forwards. Inhale, pushing into the mat to push yourself back. Exhale slowly through the mouth to come forwards. You're going to hold your breath out, pause, and then as slow as you can, open your ribs. So really nice and slowly. Holding it here for as long as you can. And then breathing in when you're ready. And this time we're going to rock back on the exhale and we're going to come back on the apnea. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale in position and exhale, rock back. Inhale, rock forwards and exhale, rock back. Inhale, come forwards. Exhale, rock back. You're going to hold the breath out, pause, slowly open the ribs here. So you're in that rocked back position for your rib opening. Lovely, holding it here for as long as you can, and then breathing in when you're ready, coming back up to the center. And then we're going to drop the elbows down to where the hands are, coming into our Maya position now. So setting up in Maya with the elbows underneath the shoulders, knees are underneath the hips. You're going to spread the mat apart with your forearms, so you get a real lengthening through the back of the shoulders and the upper back. And we're going to do rocking in this position as well. So we inhale to rock back and exhale to come forwards. Lovely. Inhale, rocking back. And exhaling slowly through the mouth as we come forwards. Inhale, rocking back. Exhale slowly through the mouth to come forwards. We hold the breath out, pause, try softening your belly and letting it come out, and then open your ribs really slowly. Holding it here for as long as you can. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. Nice. We're going to come back up onto the hands now. Hands facing in towards each other. We're going to do 3 rocks. We're going to do our rocking back and forwards. When we come forwards again, we're going to lift up, do our apnea, and then lift up into our Callisto position. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale to rock back and exhale slowly through the mouth, coming forwards. Inhaling, rocking back, and exhaling softly and slowly, coming forwards. Inhale, rock back. Exhale slowly through the mouth, come forwards. Hold the breath out, pause, open the ribs. The option to just stay in Gaia, or you can come up into this Callisto position. So you're keeping the weight over the hands, shoulders are staying kind of over the hands, taking the gaze back towards the thighs. And when you're in this position, you can start trying to walk the heels down to the floor if you've got enough length in the back of the legs. Holding it here for as long as you can. And then breathing in when you're ready. And then face the hands forwards, coming into a downward facing dog. And let's just bring the legs nice and wide. So bring the legs as wide as your mat is. So we've got like a wide-legged downward dog. So we really get the sit bones to open. We get this length through the pelvic floor muscles. Lovely. And just really relax into this posture. Let the head hang nice and heavy. Really spread the fingers. Lovely. And then you can bend the knees slightly. So just take a bit more of a bend in the knees and feel those sit bones opening even more. And just focus on your lateral breathing here. Nice. And now we can start to walk the hands back towards the body, just taking a wide-legged forward fold. And then when you're ready, we're going to inhale at the bottom. You're going to exhale, bring your hands to your hips, bend your knees and bring yourself up to standing. Lovely. We're going to come into some rocking and standing now, and we're going to work through a few different movements in standing. So rocking is really good for the nervous system. So we're focusing on resetting the nervous system and calming the nervous system down in this class. So you're going to bring your hands out to the side, thumbs down to the earth, bring your arms round that big beach ball. Hands are in your first arm position. Bring your feet hip distance apart and parallel. Make sure your feet are parallel. Lovely. And then we're just going to start by rocking forwards and backwards. So just without the breath. So just make sure you keep breathing. But we're keeping the hands shoulder distance apart. And we're just getting used to that feeling of rocking forwards and backwards. And just make sure that when you rock forwards, you're not scrunching your toes at all. And when you're rocking backwards, your toes aren't coming off the floor, or your heels aren't coming off the floor. And it's just a small rock forwards and backwards. And just start to notice what you can feel in the body as you're rocking. So maybe close down the eyes and see if you can feel the muscles activate a little bit more as you rock forwards and backwards. Notice what's happening to your balance. Lovely. And then we'll come forwards again. So we've got our slight lean forwards, and we're going to bring in some hypopressive breathing as we rock forwards and back. So we're going to inhale to rock back and exhale to rock forwards. So when you're ready, staying forwards for the moment, we're going to inhale, rock back, and exhale slowly through the mouth to come forwards. Inhale, rocking back, and exhaling softly and slowly through the mouth to come forwards. Inhale, rock back. Slowly exhale to come forwards. You're going to hold your breath out, pause, and then slow as you can, open your ribs. Lovely. Holding it here for as long as you can. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. Lovely. Give the arms a bit of a shake off. Nice. Now we're going to bring the arms back into that position, and we're going to start moving the arms. Thumbs down to the earth, around that big beach ball. Hands in first, hands are shoulder distance apart. As we rock back, we're going to open into our low Venus position. And as we rock forward, we're going to come back into our Athena first position. And we want to just keep integrity through the arms. We don't want to kind of fling them back and fling them forwards. Keep them nice and active. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale, rock back. Slowly exhale through the mouth as we come back into first. Inhale, rocking back, they open up. And exhale slowly through the mouth back into that first position. Inhale, rocking back. Exhale slowly through the mouth back into first. Balance point is forwards. We hold our breath out, pause. Slowly open our ribs here. And just keep opening the ribs for the whole hold. See if you can keep opening them, edging them out. Seeing if the longer that you hold, do you get a little bit more movement in the ribs towards the end of that hold as the muscles start to get used to being moved in that way. Nice. And then breathing in, give the arms a little bit of a shake off. Nice, lovely. Then we're going to bring our arms up into our second arm position, and we're going to rock back, bringing our arms into a T and then forwards into our second arm position. When we bring the arms back, we don't want to fling them behind the body. We want them to be in front of the body, and we want to feel the shoulder blades spreading apart still. Nice. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale, rock back, arms to a T. Exhale slowly through the mouth, arms into second. Inhale, we rock back, arms to a T. Palms face forwards. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Hands come back in front of the chest for our second position. Inhale, rock back, arms to a T. Exhale slowly through the mouth, arms into second. We hold the breath out, pause, slowly open the ribs. Holding it here with the hands in front of the chest, no higher than the shoulders. Breathing in when you're ready. Lovely, shake the arms off. Nice. Now we're going to go into our third arm position. So bringing the arms back into your Athena arms, up through second, into third. Drop the shoulders down and just make sure that your ribs are still stacked over your pelvis and you haven't arched through the spine. And then when you're ready, we're going to rock back into our high V, palms face forwards, and then back into our third position. Inhale, rock back, palms face forwards. Exhale slowly through the mouth into third. Inhale, rock back, arms into high V. Exhale slowly through the mouth, arms into third. We hold the breath out, pause, slowly open those ribs. Make sure ribs are still stacked over the pelvis. And then breathing in when you're ready. Lovely. Give the arms a little bit of a shake off. Nice. So now we're going to go through all those arm positions in one flow of 3 breaths. So hands are in first. We go rock back. They open up. Back into first to a T to second. High V to third. Nice. So really focusing on that visualization of sending your breath into the ribs. When you're ready, we're going to inhale, rock back. Exhale slowly through the mouth as you grow, arms back into first. Inhale, rock back, arms to a T. Exhale slowly through the mouth, arms into second. Inhale, rock back, high V, palms face forwards. Exhale slowly through the mouth, hands into first, third. Hold the breath out, pause, slowly open your ribs. Holding it here. Breathing in when you're ready. Nice. Holding something in front of you, bring the arms out in front of you. We're going to push a draw shut with the bottom, heels of the hands to the top of the thighs. Balance point is forwards, looking about 1 meter away from you. And we're going to do our 3 breaths in our apnea here. So you're going to inhale all the way around the ribs, really visualize that inhale. And exhaling slowly through the mouth. Inhaling into the ribs. And exhaling softly and slowly. Inhaling all the way around the ribs. Exhale slowly through the mouth. Pausing here, open the ribs. Hold it here for as long as you can. Keep those shoulders away from the ears. Thumbs in with the fingers. Breathing in when you're ready. We're going to work through our cervical, thoracic and lumbar flexion. So we're going to inhale in position. Exhale, reach the ears away from the shoulders, chin comes towards the chest. Inhale in position. Exhale, just curling above the bra strap. Inhale in position. Exhale slowly through the mouth, hands slide down above the knees, looking at your belly button, full curl through the spine. Holding the breath out, open the ribs, keep your ears away from the shoulders. Hold it here for as long as you can, keep that balance point forwards. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. Lovely, we're going to inhale here. Exhale, reach the hands about 2 feet forwards. Take the gaze back to your thighs. Inhale here. Exhale, drop the knees behind the hands. Look at your belly button. Inhale here. Exhale, we rise up with the head, the chest, the arms, coming into our aura position. Lovely. So in your aura position, we want our knees hip distance apart, feet are hip distance apart, toes are tucked under at the back, and we're opening out through the hip flexors at the front, so we haven't got any hinging happening in the hips. We want to have this length through the front, and we're going to bring our hands into our first arm position and our balance point forwards. And then we're just going to practice rocking forwards and backwards in this position. So we don't want to go too far back that our posture is compromised, just a little rock forwards and backwards like we do in standing. Lovely. And then when you've got used to that rocking, we'll start with the balance point forwards and we'll bring in the breath. So hands staying in first for this first one. We're going to inhale, rock back, and then exhale slowly through the mouth, come forwards. Inhale, rocking back. And exhaling softly and slowly to come forwards. Inhale, rock back. Exhale slowly through the mouth, come forwards. Hold the breath out, pause, slowly open the ribs with the balance point slightly forwards. Keeping the length through the front chain, drawing the tailbone down towards the floor. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. Lovely. This time we're going to bring in the low V position and then back into first. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale, rock back, low V. Exhale, back into first, in front of the hips. Inhale, rock back, low V. Exhale slowly through the mouth, hands come back into first. Inhale, rock back, low V. Exhale slowly through the mouth, hands into first. Hold the breath out, pause, open the ribs. Lovely. Breathing in when you're ready. This time we're going to work through all 3 arm positions as we rock forwards and backwards. So hands in our first arm position. We're going to inhale, rock back, low V. Exhale slowly through the mouth, arms come back into first. We inhale, rock back to a T. Palms face forwards. Exhale slowly through the mouth, arms come into second. Inhale, rock back, high V. Exhale slowly through the mouth, arms come into third. Hold the breath out, pause, slowly open the ribs here. Holding it here for as long as you can. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. And then placing the hands down onto the floor, coming into your box position, your Gaia position again. Hands facing in towards each other, elbows are slightly bent, toes are tucked under. And we're going to finish off with some rocking. So we're going to inhale, rock back, and slowly exhale, come forwards. Inhale, rocking back, and exhale slowly through the mouth to come forwards. Inhale, push back. Exhale slowly through the mouth, come forwards. Hold the breath out, pause, slowly open the ribs. And then option to come back on that apnea. You can push right back onto the heels, keeping that apnea. And then breathing in whenever you're ready. Nice. You're going to bring the feet flat on the floor, bring the knees nice and wide, and you're going to stretch the arms out in front of you, just taking a child's pose to finish. And just really breathing all the way around the ribs again, like we did at the beginning. Really visualize the breath going into the back of the ribs and into the sides of the ribs. And then allowing the exhale just to come back out through the nose now. But still sticking with that nice slow exhale. Lovely, making this your last breath. And we are all done.